All those years they told us, get the low-fat milk, don't drink the full-fat milk. Maybe it wasn't worth it. U.S. dietary guidelines now suggest people just stick with the original. Joining us now from NYU's Langone Weight Management Program is Despina Hyde. Thank you so much for joining me.
Thank you.
First of all, you've got members of Congress now who sit on the Agriculture Committee who are going back to the federal government and saying, can we even trust what the federal government says about nutritional dietary guidelines? Can we?
Yeah, so the first dietary guidelines were published back in 1980, and they are mandated to be updated every 5 years to reflect the most current science and research that's out there. So we should expect the 2015 dietary guidelines to be published at the end of this year. And they make recommendations for food and beverage choices for Americans, which reflect our most current research.
Okay, so the most current research suggests that full-fat dairy may actually be better for you than low-fat or no-fat. If you take a look at the European Journal of Nutrition, they looked at 25 studies, 18 of which showed those who consumed full-fat dairy weighed less and had less risk of obesity than those who consumed skim milk or low-fat milk. Why are we seeing such a switch in the science?
There's a lot of emerging research right now about full-fat dairy versus low-fat or non-fat dairy. And what we do know is that fat's not the enemy. So fat is good for us. It provides satiety, that feeling of fullness. It helps us to absorb fat-soluble vitamins. So it's good for us for several reasons. However, the fat that's found in dairy is saturated fat, which may not be the best fat out there. There's other healthier fats like monounsaturated, polyunsaturated, omega-3s. Having fat in dairy, it's one piece of the whole nutrition puzzle. So we have to look at what else are these people eating? What is the entire picture?
Okay, so going back to when the dietary guidelines from the government change, who does it affect? Because I, as a mother and as an individual, I'm free to choose not to follow that guideline at all and to decide for myself what's the healthiest path. So who does it affect?
So you can choose to take them and use them how you see fit. I use them to help teach my clients, and then people who create policy and programming around nutrition and food programs also take into account the dietary guidelines.
So you're talking potentially school lunches?
Exactly. So it could affect what your kid's seeing on their plate in the cafeteria, or it may not. So it depends on how we choose to use this information.
Despina, thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you so
Appreciate
much.
it.
Thank you.